So another way of getting our dogs to move ahead is to literally get them to look and drive forward to a thing, okay? So the thing can be anything, and that can be something that's already static and already there, or it can be something that we throw, okay? So I use quite a lot of toys that treats can go inside, like this one. So I can, look at that, all excited now. So I can open the toy up, it's got Velcro on it. I can put a couple of treats inside, close it back up again, and then when I'm running my dogs for agility or hoopers, once I know we're starting to get towards the end, so it might be we're doing something small and we're maybe doing 2 jumps with a turn and 2 jumps. As we do that turn, so they've done 2 jumps already, start to turn, I can then throw the toy over the 2 jumps, look at it, over the 2 jumps, and that gets my dogs to go, oh, they look ahead. I can still give them my jump cue and ask them to jump over, but they are heading towards this. They get drive, so they want to go quicker. They're looking at where they're going, so they're more accurate, they get faster, and they know where they're heading, but they're still hearing me telling them to do the jumping. They're still actually listening to what I'm saying, but they're paying more attention to what's ahead of them. So that can work really nicely, because either you throw a toy and your dog wants the toy, or something like this where they can get the treat out of it. Mine aren't that big on toys, which is why I use something like this. I could just throw a treat, but knowing me, it would go somewhere bonkers. So this gives it a bit of weight and means it's more likely to go in the correct direction. Okay, so we can throw something, or we can get our dogs to look and go. Okay, so teaching them to go. I don't know if I can do this with all of you, because you're going to be crazy about it, aren't you? And everyone's going to pick up the toy like that, So teaching them to go, we need them to move ahead to something. So that could be the toy, for example. So we can just throw the toy over and go. And as they speed off to get the toy, we put in the new word. So when I'm working mine, I literally, if I'm doing hoopers, I just say go, ready, and go, go. And it means all of the equipment, because they know obviously what the equipment is. Pepper's not doing that yet. Pepper's still doing the individual names. So the go hoop, round for the barrels, through for the touch and go mat, and tunnel for the tunnel. But she'll get to a point where it's just go forwards. So how you can do this is start with your dog either, go peekaboo, in between here like this, or next to you, and you can either hold on to the harness, or you can just hold on to the front of the dog, like so, you mind out, like this. And all you do, I don't know if this is going to work with Pepper, find it Pepper, pop a treat down, oh Ripley, pop a treat down, no, stop, right, you go get that one, pop a treat here, you have that one, look, and go, yes, good boy, quick before anyone else turns up, ready, Ripley, get me find it. And ready, go. No, good girl, good. So they are focused on that treat. It could be a toy, it doesn't have to be food. They are focused on looking at it, they're looking at it, we're holding them back. Oh, are you ready? Oh, do you want to get it? Let them move a little bit. Are you ready? And as long as they're looking at it, we can release them and give them a word. So say I use the word go, but it could be anything really, anything that works for you. So what we're doing is building that little bit of frustration, because we're holding on to them, so they're going, oh, I need to go and get that thing. And that's what gives drive, that's what gets them to power forward and want to get to whatever the item is. And then we praise them and say, yeah, that's brilliant, that's exactly what I want you to do. So it gets them looking ahead. They know there's going to be something ahead. They want to go forwards. I know, darling, you're a good boy. And they know that when they do go ahead, there's going to be something there once they get to the end of whatever it is. So initially, it's just that. We don't need anything extra. It's just hold on to your dog, pop a toy or a treat down, not too far away, a couple of foot away. And while they're still looking at it, let go and say your word. So go, or whatever else you want to use. Do that a few times, handful of times in a session, and then that's all we want to do. Gradually, you could build it up, so you can have your item further thrown out and then get them to go for it. And then you progress it further by having items for your dog to go through. So, to give you an example, household items we want, man, household items. A TARDIS, because everyone's got one of them. Down there. and a treat tin, which is probably more likely to be what people have got in their houses, over there. So these then mimic the wings of the jumps, or in some cases the poles that hold the hoops for hoopers. And so it's exactly the same idea. Right, let's see if we can do this, shall we? Merlin, Pepper Potts. Right, Ripley, quick, Ripley, here, peekaboo. Oh my God, you're too slow, Rippers, too slow. Now we've got too many dogs again, look. Hang on. Hang on. Nice. You get that? You get that? Ripley, ready, go. Yes, good girl. So then they're starting to drive forwards and pay attention to the fact that there are items either side of them, the same as there would be for the jump. So it doesn't matter again what they are, how big they are, but items, if you're in the garden, it could be bamboo canes in the ground, for example. At home, it might just be 2 chairs, you know, 2 tiny dining room chairs with their backs to each other. But just starting to then send them through where there's just 2 items, so they know to pass through stuff, and then again the reward is at the end. So it could be food, it can be a toy, whatever you want to work on. So the main principle is that you are holding onto your dog, either with the harness or just holding them around the chest. Throw your toy or your treat just a small distance ahead of them, so we want that motivation to start with. While they're looking at it, and I want to get to that, I want to get to that, we go, are you ready? And open your hands up or let go of the harness and tell them whatever it is you want them to do. So go, which is my word, and they go out, they get the treat or they pick up the toy. You can then praise them, you can have a game of tuggy, you know, it depends on what it is. And then we're building that up gradually, so we go a little bit of distance and then we start adding in items and get them to go through the items. So you'd start behind them so they pass through to get the reward. Okay, so that's another way of getting them to look ahead, but it also builds up on the drive, on the motivation to go forwards and get over the equipment towards the end. So that's another bit of homework for you to try.